Alright, welcome everyone. My name is Paula Phillips, also known as JournalArtista, and it's Wednesday afternoon. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. Um, or it's Eastern. It's 5 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if it's daylight time. Anyway. So I'm changing up my time again on Wednesday. It's a little bit earlier. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is a live recorded stream over on ustream.tv, which I have real people in the box chatting with me. So if I'm talking to them, that's who it is. And if you are most welcome to join us Wednesdays and Saturdays, come over to ustream.tv. My channel's JournalArtista. If you Google that, you shall find it. There will also be a link below. So a couple things. Last Wednesday, we reviewed Tracy Bautista's Printmaking Unleashed. We reviewed one um, technique in there using some Ziploc bags as stencils. And Tracy Bautista right now has a free online class with Strathmore running. You just have to go to the Strathmore site and you can get signed up. So I read some of this. I shouldn't read. Let me go back. So I watched her first series, which is about foam stamps. And yes, she talks about foam stamps in this book, or making foam stamps. So I just thought that I'd play around with some today. I took the liberty because of watching. I'm gonna look at my Midori in a second. So because of watching Tracy Bautista's free class over at Strathmore, I made myself some foam stamps for the first time. Even though I've had this book for a long time, I haven't any made foam stamps. So I took some time a couple nights ago and made a whole bunch. I think we're gonna play around with some of those today. Uh, So, not really following the book, just saying, okay, Tracy gave me the idea, cut out some of these bad boys, and maybe we'll use it on the jelly plate and such. Okay, Saturday, we did some title pages in my new Artful Weight Loss book, so I did accept a whole bunch of people at Artful Weight Loss with it, on Facebook, which I appreciate. It is a closed group, so you do have to send a request. That doesn't mean I'm not accepting members. It just means that everybody can't see what's being posted and such in that group. So I finished a couple pages. I did add some extra things since the last time, since I was on Saturday, and all I did, it was too nice of a background, so I just wrote "I will" in a Sharpie brush, and I'm working on this page, a little bit of a background on that one. So I've been doing lots of artwork every day. Last night I even drew something in my ginormous, uh, very big sketchbook, which I didn't bring back into my art room because I had a power outage yesterday for a few hours, so I drew in it while the power was out. I'm having a little bit of coffee. So anyways, I wanted to recap, and I'm going to do a nicer YouTube video that shows in HD. So this is a little journal that came out of my Midori. So Simon gave it to me for Valentine's Day. So I made my first February art journal. I only used 4 sheets of paper, plus a cover. Folded in half, that made enough for 16 days. And so this is the finished book. So I made a new one because it's now March. We'll go through it real quick here in a second. But recap February, started on the 15th. Lots of you guys have already seen these. They're all on my Instagram. If you follow me, JournalArtista, over on Instagram, posting them every day. So it's nice that, you work in this little book during the month that in your Midori or Foldori or whatever you got going on. And then you can take it out. That's my 50 Shades of Grumpy Pants. So it's nice. I'm forcing myself to do a page every day. I'm now caught up. The whole Downtown with Carrie, this is what, threw me for a loop, because that day I did nothing art related. So then I got backed up a couple days. but I caught up. So my art, when I do these pages, it's 9 times out of 10 on the couch. Um, and so while I'm watching TV, I've been watching a lot of curling here in Canada past little while. So anyways, if I'm on the couch doing something, watching something, then I have this kit. And so if you start to see how my pages starting to look the same, color-wise, is because it's the same colors that are in that kit. Excuse me, the hiccups. I've taken that drink. Um, so you can see lots of reds, greens, and whatnot. So I need to flip out the stencils, some of the stamps, and some of the paint colors and stuff that's in that little kit. This one I didn't. This is a Julie Faye Van Balzer stencil. I just rotated a couple times. So it's fun. It's pushing me to complete a page every day, which you guys know, as you just saw me flip through before before the show. I had a little pre-chat, and I just flipped through all these leftover journals, and so many of them are not finished. Right? I tend to do a whole bunch of backgrounds or pages, and then don't finish them. So I'm exercising my, the skill of doing a page from start to finish. So, my Midori, I didn't change much. I had to reprint my pages, obviously, for uh, March. So I have a new planner here, but this is the new book. So the Midori books, I do have one real Midori insert. Is this one it? Yeah. But all the rest I made myself. So all I did was take some Canson mixed media paper, XL mixed media paper, cut it down to 8 by 8 1/4, because Midoris are 4 1/4 by 8 by 4 1/4. Or is it 4 by 8 1/4? 4 by 8 1/4. Anyways, whatever size your book is, I cut it down, mixed media paper. This time I had to do 8 or 16. Now I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 sheets, which will give me 32 pages, enough for a March. So I did do a couple of pages, and yes, I know this is spelt wrong. It's on purpose, well, and not W-E-L. I did a little. So you see, all the colors are starting to look the same. I left a lot of white space over here, and I was making some foam stamps. So, if I'm doing a daily page, it's either about what's going on in that day, what's on my mind that day, or maybe it's something I was using or doing that day, right? So this particular day, which was March 2nd, so was that Sunday? I cut out the stamps, so that's why I started putting them on there. And then I printed out my new DIY fish planner pages, so I've been working on that. So I had a power outage yesterday. I've been trying to draw little things. You guys know, here's an elephant. I don't know, he don't really look like an elephant. So I'm trying to do a little, I've been watching curling. Hey, Sandy. Drew curling, and I got a little face down here. So anyways, that's what I got going on. And I got another book in the back that I list. So I've done lots of art in the past little while, which is good, right? 'Tis a good thing. Okay, back to this. So I'll show some of the stamps. Now I bought foam sheets that they must have been the size of this, 18 by. I mean, they were huge. So I just took one white and one black sheet. It came in a pack. I don't remember if I bought them at Dollar M or Michael's. It must have been Michael's. This is in a Ziploc bag, but I can tell you right away, as you start throwing paint around and jelly printed stuffs, they might start going everywhere. So maybe I'll put them in here. As I show them, I'll put them in this, because once the paint starts flying, it's going all over. So I just did basic shapes. I didn't draw anything. Hey, Colleen. I just cut, right? Some of it's white, so you'll see a little bit. I tried to go, at first I started cut the white on the black, and then obviously I had some left, mix it around. Anyways, got some X's. I'll just quickly go through these if you want to see what ones I made. Circle. Now this is thin fun foam, my friends. It's probably not the best one. These are just lines. There's 7 little irregular rectangles. So my fun foam is thin stuff, like 3 millimeters thick. Not even 2 millimeters. So that's got to be like what, 1/16 of an inch? 1/16 or 1/32. It's thin. It's got to be 1/16 because then that would be 1/4. Yeah. So anyways, you can get different size, different thicknesses of fun foam. I just use the thin stuff. Also, I didn't know what to stick it with, so I used Eileen's tacky glue. I could peel it off because it kind of remained gummy, but I think it'll do. So I just got some geometric type, fun stuff. Again, wonky on purpose. So, I also glued down leftovers because I did watch Barb Owen do that. Or show her plate that had that. Here's a ginormous. So see, all these aren't even used yet. Maybe 2 or 3 of them. 2 of them. The most wonkiest of ovals. This was made out of scraps. It's actually arrows. 3 really wonky circles. Yeah, just foam stuff. Just foam. I've never. Oh, that sounds crunchy. I'm worried that the tacky glue might not stick. So I got that. I got a little border. Like I said, sitting on the couch, just cutting out. So this is the opposite of this other one, right? Just use the opposite. It's just craft foam. You get it at Michael's. I just had this big. I can't. It's on the other side of my room. It was just this big sheet. Some arrows and some. So when I was cutting out these random chevrons, it made all these little triangles, which is why I have that. So that'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to mix these random prints, with some stencils. So hand cut foam stamps mixed with stencils, maybe a little bit of drawing. Yes paste. They used yes paste to glue fun foam with the kids. I just made these on Sunday with 2 sheets, and the package was cheap. I'm telling you, it was a big sheet, like the size of my nonstick mat, and it came with different colors. So anyways, I'm going to put it in this plastic bin, and we're going to use that. Right. So I think we'll start with the jelly plate. Tracy Bautista in her book does not use the jelly plate. Sorry, maybe I should clean my desk here. But I think everything she shows you can do on a jelly plate. Anyways, we're just going to put some paint on a jelly plate and make our own prints. And we're going to use the jelly plate as a big stamp pad for paint. So I don't want to damage the back of my jelly plate because I don't have a piece of plexiglass. So I want to make sure that my mat is pretty clean. I don't want too many lumpy bumpies on here. I got some, you can't see, well maybe you can see the shadow. I've got a whole bunch of paint lined up, most of it Liquitex Basics. I'll tell you the colors when we start going here. So I think we'll do a little bit on the jelly plate, and then we'll switch over and just try to monoprint, off a sheet of plastic. Alright. I think I got lots of matte medium. Looks like it's almost time for me to get a new craft mat. Okay. You just might leave an indentation. Not that, Barb was saying earlier today how she likes to keep her jelly plate clean, and I was saying I am the one of the lazy ones who put it away, used and abused. So I'm trying to, sorry, it's loud. I think they're worth the investment. You can make your own, absolutely. I think they're worth, like, there's some crud on this bad boy. Some crud. Alright, so what I want to do is have, okay, let's see, I work to the right, so maybe we'll have to put the paint over. My sign is going crazy. What time is it now? So I think I'm going to put it over here to use it as a stamp pad. I've got my extra jumbo mixed media book that I brayer often all the time. This is a Canada Mixed Media book XL 11 by 14 inches. I have that to my side. I have some couple of prints that I've already had some type of something on it. Obviously some jelly plating, and this one was not. It's just paint. I have some of these book pages made out of file folders inspired by the wonderful Carrie Love. So I have a whole bunch of layers on them, but I think I want to do some top stamping, some stamping, you know, on top. So I got a couple of those. I got some book paper in case I need it. And I've got everything but plain paper. Here we go again. Hole full of room. A hole full of room. What the fucky? A whole room full of paper. It's got some sprays on it, but we shall use that. A whole room of paper and I can't find it. Okay, we're good. Gonna get these out. Gonna get those out. So the one thing that frustrates me with jelly printing, is sometimes the first prints, for me, don't turn out right. And I think it's because I don't do it in the right order. Not that there's any right way, you know, any of that type of thing. And I haven't even used this bad boy since November, so we may be a little bit rusty. But one thing I do know, I do remember, is that that first layer, you know, you want to pull a texture print, and then lots of times I'm so excited to use the jelly plate, I throw down the paint, I throw down a stencil, I take that first pull, and I get something, you know, all I get is this type of print. And I'm like thinking, what the heck? That wasn't right. That should go on other layers maybe. So anyways, I got a whole bunch of that type of stuff. I'm gonna put that here. Let us see what we can do. And I also have some journal pages. So I said at first I was going to start with what? Black. Let's do some black. So this is the 8x10 jelly plate made by Jelly Arts. And that's a lot of paint. Make sure I got some baby wipes and a brayer. Alright. This is a hot mess. I haven't got, oh, that's ugly. It's got spray on it. Good thing brayers aren't very expensive. Alright. Hey, Mel. So I'm gonna put it on. So I'm trying to work this way because, oh, I already see a divot in my plate with this much paint on it. So I'm trying to have a workspace and, a printing space. For example, here's one of my leftover journals, right? And we're upside down, but that's okay. So if I want to take, say, this page, let's see, it deserves maybe one of my bigger stamps. So there's two ways. I could take a brayer, paint, take a sponge. I could start going nuts, you know, painting this up so that I could step down, right? What is Carrie so excited about? Sorry. Anyways, so I'm gonna just take this one and I'm gonna use it as a big stamp pad. Now, these are thin. I wish I had some thicker foam, because this just might mean it's a little bit more. See, I'm getting paint in the middle. This could be bad news. Let's try it out. That's why I like trying some of these things with you guys, You know, so many people get frustrated. They try something new, didn't work out, get frustrated, and never try again. Oh. So, couple things I just learned. Maybe it is better to have the thicker fun foam, when you're cutting it. Not that it's, necessarily bad. So I like to do everything in 3. So see how it's also leaving something on your plate, right? So so we're creating texture as well as using it as a surface to make print. So I like that. Hi Erica. Hey Chai. So that's fun. So it's a little bit of a learning curve, and that's easy to do as well. To I think I've done it on. No, I didn't do it on the outside. Like, just like your stamps, your rubber stamps, right? I can just easily cut this side out, and then you wouldn't have glue some corrugate on the back. That's a good idea, Janet. Get some boxes. Some boxes. Hey Pam, good to see you. That's a good idea. But I wish I had cut. I wish I'm pointing at you guys like you can see. I don't know why. I wish that the stamp was thicker. You know what I mean? It's not really the background. It's mostly how thick the stamp is, or not thick. But I like that. That looks cool. That's a cool layer. It adds something. I like it. So let's go back to the black. I also have, like I say, I have random stuff. You have to have lots of room. And you could take a brayer. Here's an older Fiskars one here. I'll try not to get any paint on it tonight. So you're still going to get a bunch of different... And because they're foam stamps and they cost like pennies to make, right? You know, I'm gonna throw these in. I'm not gonna clean them. Not like I clean much of anything, right? All right. Mel says, I love seeing your pages on Facebook lately. Aw, thanks, Mel. It's good to see you too. We were talking about your blades too. Mel and I first, I think Melissa and I first met over on Blades show. Raise show of hands. Who watched Jonathan's show from last Thursday on recording or YouTube video? Wasn't it awesome? Mel, you have to. Well, first you gotta watch my YouTube about drawing a cat, and then you gotta watch him. So, anyways, so I'm just gonna throw these because it's cheap foam. I don't need to clean them. I'm gonna throw them back in this plastic container. So I still got lots of paint, and I'm chatting away. So some of it might dry, but that's okay. So, do you see those leaves already there? Nice. Oh, it was a good one. Alright, I got a ginormous target. I use lots of paint. Some of it might be dry, so let's see what we get. Because see how we already had that funky oval? It was awesome. So I'm not getting much paint now. But that's okay, we should pull a print, eh? Let's pull a print. So at the same time, I'm putting top layers on certain art journal pages, but we're also creating a background base layers. First layers or base layers. Like regular jelly printing. Know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, Miko's gonna dry out. It's too dry. It must be some lag because as soon as I'm already talking about it and look up and you guys are saying, all right. Woo, whoa, look how cool. That's gonna be a cool print. Woohoo! So this is what I mean, right? I'd be getting these, I'd be like, what the devil? That's a hot mess. But it's this next print that I like. So you can see my finger there. So what I think I'm going to do, probably the best, Hey, Mickey, the best way is to cut the middle of these out, right? Where the middle, cut it out. Cut it out. So that's a hot mess. But we're going to add some more layers on top of this and see what we can get. But I'm liking this bad boy. I'm going to dry it, make sure it's dry, and then we're going to pull it with a light color and cross our fingers. I think we're going to have something nice. I know I let it dry. That's the whole point. This time I know what I'm doing. At this particular point. Maybe later I might forget. Maybe later I'll screw something up. But so far so good. Let's try some yellow. See what happens. So I want to make sure it's pretty dry. That's the only trouble I think that, you know, these clean off prints I have a harder time doing without a jelly plate. If I'm just, you know, just using, I've got black on my brayer, so I want to take a baby wipe. Try to clean a little bit of this black paint off. So let's see if I can pull a print of this. I know I'm waiting too long with that. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a hot mess. Maybe it won't turn out. See, I need to do some monoprinting more often because it's also a lesson, like watercolor painting. It's a lesson in trial and error and not having expectations. So my expectations aren't too high right now. All right, so now I'm gonna really rub. It is. It's an awkward time to stream, I know, and us, and it's dinner time in the East, and see, I don't mind the 9 o'clock time slot, but my mod needs to go to bed, and at the same time, you know, when I stream so late, I miss some people, right? So but even streaming at 5 Eastern, it's probably still too late for anybody in the UK to come watch, right? So I'm gonna check it, see what we get. Oh, aha! Look at how cool this is. Ta-da! So look, I got a print that I liked. So it's a secret. To me, it's the secret. But also, I got some cool things going on in my books. Who am I blaming? Yeah, Carrie. No, it's true. It's true. I don't want to people be up too late and streaming at the same time twice. But I like it. It's a cool print. All right, so I'm gonna put that one to the side, and let's do it again. I'm not gonna clean up this junk. I'm just gonna put black again right on top of it, and use it. So if anybody wanted to know, that was cadmium yellow light hue, Liquitex Basics cadmium yellow light hue. You guys are still seeing faces. And this is just the cheap black acrylic paint from Dollarama. I would compare it to the Michael's brand, Artist Loft brand. All right, let's try this again. And I'm only using black because I like the grungy look. I love, like when Carrie and Jean and Dee Dee, I love when they got that black, that first layer of, like it's grungified or something, right? So that's why I'm using a darker color, but you can use, ooh, I almost put my fancy, but I already got some paint on it. But I really am trying to keep this Fiskars one clean. Because this brayer, I have, this Fiskars one, this is a plain brayer, but it has removable things. So this one is I don't know if you can see it. It's like a mesh screen. And then this one is like a tiger stripes. Does tigers? Yeah, tigers have stripes. So anyways, I'm really trying to keep that one ink only, but you know how well that goes. Okay. And you know, say, here's my 2 cents. Some plates can be really expensive. Don't I know the jelly plate um, can be expensive. So first option, buy one of the smaller plates. Buy a 6x6. Lots of stencils are 6x6 anyways. And you know, you can get some cool prints. You don't have to print a whole sheet at the same time. Some of my favorite prints are ones that are half printed. Of course, I can't find one right now. We'll do some a little bit later, right? You know, you can, like Barb was doing this morning, if you were watching Barb Owens when she was jelly printing on a round plate on fabric. You just move it all over the place. Here I'm talking and not doing this. Sweet goodness, that's bad news. I need to really hurry up. Um, Too much talking. But buy a smaller plate. There's nothing wrong with the 6x6. You know, better than. Yeah, see, look, I was talking and it was already dry. So you gotta work fast sometimes, and it's hard to talk. The circle is cool. I also like what our friend Jean did too with the. So because I was talking, I let that dry. That's a very, very light print there. All right, let's see if I can get any texture off of this at all. So some embossed, dry embossed folders. Same thing. I know Carrie has perfected the art of doing this and then stamping this into her book. I guess I don't use enough paint or something. I can't seem to get that. I can't seem to get it quite right. Let's see. Maybe I'll add. Here's my plate. Maybe I'll add. Here's one that's only half printed. Let's print the other side. See what happens. This side. So you don't have to have a big jelly plate necessarily, depending on on your budget. They do sell one at Michael's made by Stampendous. It's about a third of the thickness. I want to say it's probably a quarter of an inch thick. Wouldn't have as much give, I would imagine, as the one made by Jelly, Jelly Arts. So I guess got a little bit of something there. This is where you get frustrated, right? These first prints is where I tend to get frustrated. This one's not too bad. But the fun stuff happens now, right? That's what I always got to keep remembering. This is when it's cool. All right. So this time, let's do a couple of colors. I got some right. Let's do, do you want to do, let's do a little bit of light blue and yellow instead. This is Liquitex Basics. So this is dry. The black on this plate now is pretty much dry. Light blue permanent. And maybe I'll use a tiny bit of that yellow as well. Yeah, use the coupon on the one at Michael's, the thinner one. And, here it's $26.99 or something. So it's pretty economical once you use a coupon. I haven't tested it, so I can't say one's better than the other. All I can tell you is that it's much thinner. But if you can print on a piece of plexi, I think it would be one step up from plexiglass. But I'm just Liquitex Basics paints you can find at Michael's, any art store. But you can get them at Michael's when they're on sale, 40% off. All right, I'm just cleaning the brayer because it had so much black on it. And now I probably spent so much time doing that I don't have enough paint on it. So much time talking. So I'm trying to read the chat, think of what I'm doing, all at the same time, and my paint's drying. I can't, too many things on the go for your jelly plate. Jelly plate likes to, you need to give it attention. Alright, let's try again on a piece of... You can do it on a piece of fun foam, on a... Maybe we're going to try a little bit on a... whatchamacallit, page protector. Multitasking is hard. I'm good at the multitasking part, but not when it's time sensitive. Ooh, cool. So we can't see too much of the initial foam stamp, but we got some other fun stuff. Still got some random goodies there, but let's let that dry because it's always fun. I like the grungier the better to me. Ugh. Or a piece of palette paper. Oh, Janet, that reminds me. I wrote it down. In Tracy Batista's, check out her videos on Strathmore for sure. She also has YouTube videos, of course, but she has the class up right now at Strathmore. And I wrote down, she used this palette of paper. I need to buy it, so I wrote it down. That's in my Midori here, maybe, somewhere. Oh, I probably have it on a sticky note. Fraser Frazen. There was a specific palette paper that I hadn't heard of before. Yeah, I have it on post-it notes, so I might. Alright, this time I'm gonna get my stuff ready. Strathmore. There's printmaking paper, but what it's called, is that printmaking? No. Graphtec something. That the palette paper Janet was talking about. I wrote down the name of it because I hadn't heard of it before. Alright, let's try the black again. This time I'm not going to chat. And then we'll try some with white. I'm going to do this faster this time. Faster. Maybe that first time I used more paint too. There was two papers she used. She obviously used the Strathmore printmaking paper, which I definitely need to go out and try. But she also used that paper. Boy, okay, that was a little bit too much paint. It was graphic something. I don't think it was made by Strathmore. Okay, so I got lots of paint on that one this time, so let's work a little bit faster. So that has some go, but now I gotta change what's on there because that's too much. Alright. I wrote it down. It's just inking palette, Miko. Thanks. Something called an inking palette. I'd never heard of it before. By Graphics Impress. Never even heard of the company or... Maybe we should email them, see if we can get a sample to try on show. Alright. That looks cool. I like the randomness. Kind of randomness of it. Oh my goodness, Simon. See, I'm just flipping stuff out. I got stuff everywhere. Let me see, I gotta... Hey, Jeannie. What a mess. A good mess. But man, do I got a mess going on everywhere. Okay. Let's get another... Let's find some arrows, maybe. So this time I definitely put way more paint on this plate. And I'm just pressing. So I'm using it like a ginormous ink pad. Oh, Oh yes, I definitely have to cut off. So see, I got an impression here. That corner. It's easy. Just like your rubber stamps. It just means that I needed to cut those parts off. I got lazy with the background. And you wouldn't have to do that, I don't think, if I had the 1/4 of an inch fun foam. Let's see. What a hot mess. And you can use a brayer. You know, I'm getting very irregular prints here. You can also use your brayer. There's my non-painty one. You know, if you want a little bit better print or whatnot. Okay. Boy, you sure, you know, you really can get a lot done though working this way. I need another, a little bit more texture with one of these. Let's see, some gearage. You can get a lot of work done quickly with the Gelliplate. Now, there's so much texture and craziness going on there that if I pulled a print right now, hey Brenda, I would probably see, I can barely get anything when I do that. Carrie, she gets full prints. I don't know. I'm not as talented as the wonderful Carrie. Okay, so see, I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, right? Let's get out a catalyst little thing. See if we can. I can already feel where the paint is drying. So let's make a hot mess. Remember, these are the prints. Some of these prints, they can be scary, right? But you know, I gotta get over that initial print and then work on focus on that second one. All right, hold on. I've got as the pop-ups going. All right, should be back. Hey, Diane. Hey, Carol. So I got lots of grungy stuff going on there. But see, look at this. That's a hot mess. Maybe it'd be better if I did it on jelly paper, or no, not jelly, deli paper. But that definitely didn't turn out too much. But this might be doing something nice. This time I'm gonna pull with red. But this time, you know what I should try this time? Put on the red, try to take some stamps off of it, and then pull a sheet, see what happens. Just a little. Let's see. Let's test it out. I'll pick a different foamy stamp and see what happens. Maybe I'll use this one I made out of scraps. So far I'm enjoying the process. I think the only thing I would suggest is using thicker fun foam than what I've been using. Alright, let's see if I can find a piece of something to add some red to. Let's see, maybe we'll add some red to this first one we did. Aha, let's do that. Make sure I have a plain piece of paper. Okay, so you gotta kind of work a little bit fast. So this is alizarin crimson hue permanent. And again, my grayer's not clean. Don't want too much black on it. Oh my goodness, I got so much papers on the go, it's blocking my view of the computer. Okay, that's definitely not enough paint. I also want to make some stamps with some of my old chipboard pieces, like already pre-cut chipboard pieces. I mean, you can cut fun foam right in your die cutter if you have a die cutter. See, another way to transfer, I can just roll it onto here. It's not very much ink, paint though. Might not come out so well. Let's try. Hang one off the edge here. Yeah, see, not too much. Let's see if I get a little. I'm just gonna pull this up real. Try to work fast. This is not a brightest of red. It's definitely a burgundy, maybe. So I think that's enough on there. So I got a little bit of texture on my plate, and a big mess everywhere else. Okay, trying to work fast. Let's get a piece of paper and coal. I'm gonna work on the other side of this because I like to use these, as art journals later. All right, I gotta press this sticky. I need a piece of deli paper. All right. So how many people in chat have made foam stamps? I'd like a poll. Yeah, I had nasty weather. Welcome, TM John, by the way. Don't think we've met. It's one of those things I was just like, that's an awesome idea, and then I just didn't do it. Diane has. Alright, let's see. Whoa! Look out, my friends. See? Once you get the rhythm or figure out what you like, the look you like, it definitely gets easier. Look, there's some green. Let's ooh and ah over this paper. Hold on. Let's get it. We want to make sure it's flat so we can ooh and ah over it properly. Look at that green in there. So that was fun. This little bit of... It showed a little bit of the white paper. That last stamp. Even though it didn't do too much on my paper. Where did it go? Even though it didn't do too much on here, right? That little bit of red. It sure looks cool, going down to the white. A little bit here, a little bit there, peeking through. It looks like wood, eh? Like, doesn't it look like wood paneling, wood grain? So that's fun. I like that. And so far, we haven't even used a stencil. So far, we haven't even... So, like I said, this is where you get frustrated. I say, oh, that looks like crap. Why did I even bother doing that? And usually I'll just stop. But you gotta, figure out... Sorry, figure out what works for you. Then you make some cool prints. Okay. I'm gonna leave that little bit of grungy stuff there and make everybody cringe. Because I like the little grungy stuff when I jelly plate. Thank you, guys. And this time I'm going to use white. So I'm going to stamp, same thing. Instead of black, I'm going to use white. So I've got a couple of, I did have a couple of pages. Here's where I'm going to put some, no, I don't want to, I'm going to put some white on that. Put some white on. Let's see, maybe we need some white on that print. Alright, let me clean off my brayer before. So when I spread the white on the plate, I don't want black, so too much black and red. Going through baby wipes like crazy. I made it. Hi CB. Yes, I'm making foam stamps that I cut out. Really thin foam. I used a lines in it with a catalyst wedge. This is the small plastic ones. These ones are on sale and clearance for half price at my Michaels. I don't know if they're on clearance on everybody else's Michaels, but all the catalyst stuff is on. I'm telling you, I wish I had more money, but I didn't get any. But yeah, they're on clearance. They probably didn't sell because they were in such an awkward spot. Like they were on an end cap that wasn't really near the rest of the art section. I'm just making sure my brayer is. So I had. Alright. So I had some black, some red still left on the plate there. And now we're going to go for some white. Alright, that's fine. Oh, Where is the white? Excuse me for a second. Sorry for Simon's coughing up a storm. Oh, so it is everywhere. Eileen says it's at her mics as well. Alright, I'll bust out the Apple Barrel White Craft Paint. I usually like to use that dollar store paint too, but I don't know where the white is right now. But we'll use some white craft paint. Let's make sure I put it on thick, right? Because we're still using those stamps, the foam stamps, you know, texture for the jelly plate, but also some, so I'm using more paint than if, say, I were just going to pull a print, right? Because I'm wanting to use what's the paint that's on the plate as a, like I say, as an ink pad, if you will. For my foam stamp. So let's see, that has kind of circles. So let's just print a couple of circles. Just looks like this. Mini bullets. So you gotta work fast, right? Gotta work fast. You gotta be careful you don't scratch your jelly, that's for sure. Yeah, they are a little sharp. Those plastic ones. No problem with the bigger catalyst wedges. They're rubber. So same here. I'm getting a whole bunch of extra prints from the side because I was too lazy to cut off those edges. But you know, what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to learn some fun things that other people do. But at the same time, I'm also trying to remove excuses, right? So, you know, I could have easily said, oh, I only have thin, fun foam, it's not going to work. And then just not done anything at all. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? But it's about using what's around you anyways and trying something new. So as you can see, you can really get, if you're fast enough, quite a few. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Jerry. Alright. So see, I got a little bit over here. How many we got here? 2, 4, so I need one more. So that's fun. So this is a stencil from Artist Seller. So it's fun to add a little bit of your own thing on top of there. Alright, let's see. So I got some of those. So let's go back over to this one that we pulled earlier. Right? It's almost completely dry. I got another one of these foam stamps. So let's try to see what happens if I'm just going right on top. So if you work in a series, right, you know, like 6 or 8 prints maybe. See, this one's already pulling up some of that black. So that means I need to work quicker because it's really starting to dry. That's cool. Yeah, I want to get some fun foam alphabets. They're cheap. Then you can spell whatever you want. So see how fast it is? Like, I could spend forever painting and sponging this, you know, to try to make some prints. But it's so quick this way. So at the same time, so cool. I like that. I got a little bit of broken glass. I like it. Okay. So I got a whole bunch of, see, let's do that again. Let's see. So this other catalyst wedge, this one is actually rubber, not plastic. Let us see. This is almost dry, so really I'm tempting fate here. Tempting fate to see what I can pull off. All right, everybody, cross your fingers. I saw Marie post over on Twitter, and if you don't follow me over on Twitter, you should. That's probably where I'm most active, over on Twitter. But if you Google JournalArtista, you can find me everywhere. Okay, so I didn't get much going on. Oh, see, something I forgot. Well, silly, I pulled a white print onto white. That's a frazzin'. I should have pulled a white print onto something colored. But I got some cool texture, and that actually might be fun. I'll do some spray or something over that. So I still got lots of paint there. I mean, it's not a total flop, you know, don't get me wrong. It's just it would have showed up a lot nicer if it was on something colored. So let me find a blue. Let's see. This is some white, so let's put on some Payne's Gray. Let's do a little bit of soft body Payne's Gray. This is a jelly plate but made by Gelli Arts. So I've got some Liquitex soft body and Payne's Gray. Keep saying the same thing over and over. So a little bit less. I lie. I guess I need a little bit more. Move this around. So what this layer of paint hopefully is going to do is pull out the rest of that white. And this jelly printing is messy business, my friends. So if you're not comfortable with getting painty and messy, monoprinting this way may not be the most fun activity for you. Oh boy, that's way too much paint. So this, oh my goodness, Paula. Stuff comes out a little too easily. Because it's soft body, so of course it's going to come out easier. Alright. I got way too much paint. Let's see what happens if I brayer over a little piece of this. Oh, not much. Wrong idea. I shall put it off in my journal here. I will try to remove a little bit. Let's see if I'm fast enough. Let's see, to remove a little bit of it. So like I said, I'm really just doing double duty, right? I'm printing and stamping at the same time. Oh, there goes that. I'm not sure how this bad boy is going to turn out. Let's do it on a piece of deli paper. My deli paper already has a little bit of crusty crust on it. Yep, soft body is the opposite of hard body. It's thin. It's like the golden fluid acrylics, right? Alright, so I just gotta make sure. See, yeah, that's what the inking palette made by Graphics and Press is what the wonderful Tracy Bautista used in the StrathmoreArtist.com workshop. I wrote it down. It's on my post-it note, and I'm gonna search for it. It's like to me it looks like transparencies, but it would be nice to check it out. I've never seen it before. So I'm wondering I might have too much paint. I might not. Oh, post something up here. Let's see. Boy, my plate's definitely getting grungy. I think it looks awesome. I just need to find it. Get it at Staples. Surely not my Staples. So I got a little bit of the white coming through, and you can see, and this is hard because this is deli paper, but you can see where the stamps were, right? I'm gonna put this over here. All right, I got too much crud going on. Let's pick it up with some pink, see what happens. Yeah, check it out to see if I definitely want to try it too, unless it's, I don't know, who knows how expensive it is. And it's the difference between regular palette paper, guys, what we're talking about, the palette paper that Tracy Bautista used in her video, is because it's clear. Any palette paper that I've seen before is white. Maybe some of our friends being asked if we can get deli paper in the UK. So we can't, I haven't found it in Canada. Some of my wonderful American friends have been so kind to send me some out. So I'm not sure if it's in the UK. See, it might just be called something different. You know what I mean? Because we all kind of have different names for things. It's not parchment paper. So, oh, CB even has some. Is it expensive? I can't look on links, guys, when I'm streaming here. Alright. I'm not sure much is going to pull up on this bad boy, but let's try it. So I like to, like I said, I like to work on both sides of my paper so that I can, usually I fold it up and make a book or something like that. 25 sheets for $10? That's not bad. So sometimes you just gotta be, Blix has a better price. See, it all depends on shipping. Sometimes Blix is, for Canadians anyways, shipping's not the cheapest over at Blix. Oh, see, look what's going on here. I must have an imprint in my plate. I must. But I like these little grungy bits. I like those little grungies. Alright. This time I think I'm gonna spray it and wipe it off. Since I moved from Burlington, now how long has that been? Over 2 years ago. I haven't used any hand sanitizer. Because I have no idea where it is. And I keep forgetting, I need to write it down, to buy some more. What did Jerry ask? Jerry's got an ad. So I appreciate everybody being here. I know definitely seems to be less people, but I know I haven't chosen a time yet, so I hope not too many people are going to be coming at 9 and hoping to see a show. I think last week I started at 7. Yeah, I've got lots of crusty bits going on my jelly plate. That's for sure. So, I'm going to put this away. And we'll try the same thing. If you ever heard of Sheer Heaven? No. It's a paper that doesn't rip. But there's so many papers. I'm out of the loop. Like, I haven't tried Yupo or, there's paper made out of stone and all that stuff. Okay. So here's what I got. I'm going to take this Staples, I lied, it's Grand & Toy sheet protector, page protector. And I'm going to try to find some, alright, take some tape here. So I'm going to tape them down, tape this page protector down. So we're going to try the same thing, but using a page. Like I said, I know that Tracy Bautista's, in her book suggests plexiglass and suggests some fancy new palette paper on our online class with Strathmore, and we shall use it's very shiny. It's a little creased, so that's bad news. But, Jello. Nico's going to Blix. Chicago was the first Blix I ever went to. Alright, let me take a little sip of coffee here. I'm going to flip over my... See, I got too much brayage going on, especially with the black. So I need to flip it over. Start something new. Shift my stuff around. Okay, so we'll try the exact same things. We'll start with black. Try a few things. See if it's any different or any worse. Or maybe it's better. Okay. So because we gotta work fast, right? So I want to prepare. This is a journal made out of jelly plating, using the jelly plate for backgrounds, mostly with stencils, and then I just made it into a book. So as you can see, I build on top of these layers in different ways. So anyways, I'll start with black again. This page needs some black, I think. So I just want to make sure I've got my books, kind of ready. Because you gotta work fast. Or maybe you're not using books, maybe you're using, maybe you're just using, deli prints, right? Maybe instead you're going to stamp on something like this, which I'll also do. But I just want to add a few more layers of these bad boys, so I'll prep them. And because I use a lot of craft paint, I do use a little bit of Liquitex Basics. It dries pretty quick. This page needs some type of help, I think, so I'll use it on that. Okay. Just gotta make sure we got our stuff ready. Alright. Because I think, my guess right now is that it's going to dry faster. I don't know why, that's not even logical necessarily. But I just have this guess that it's going to dry faster on here than on the jelly plate. But we shall see. I hear you, CB. But I was bad, really bad. I had to treat myself. Well, I guess I just treated myself going downtown. But I had to buy those those paints. I had to. Can't live without them. The Kuretake watercolors. Opaque watercolors. Okay. So I think it's the same, right? I need to make sure that I got enough paint going on. Alright. Roll off my brayer real quick. Now, I gotta be quick. I gotta be real quick. Oh, quick. It's this one. That worked out pretty good. Did I ever tell you that one time, I can never remember the city that I was traveling to, and I had this choice. I said, okay, I only have enough time, this is when I was working, I only have enough time to visit one store. Should I visit Archivers? Because at that time, oh, I'm dropping stuff. At that time, Archivers was open. Do I want to go to Archivers or Blix? And wouldn't, so anyways, I chose Blix. And wouldn't you know it, when I got there, Archivers was right beside Blix. I forget where I was. Was it in Pennsylvania? I don't know. I travel so much with work. So it's already drying. Really, really drying. And so that could be just because I'm not being fast enough, or I didn't have as much paint on the plate. But yeah, it's probably just drying. So that means I need to pull a print off this pretty quickly. So for those that missed it the first time, all I did on the last one, and you can be a little bit more rough because this isn't a jelly plate. This is just a whatchamacallit, page protector. So I can be a little bit more rough with it. Oh, I was at lots of Archivers. Sheesh, our wonderful friend Vicky in Colorado, she took me to 2 Archivers in one day. So I've been lucky. I'm trying to find a plain piece of paper going on. Let's see. That's the one side, so I might as well make the other side. Okay, this time let's get the brayer out. This is the brayer that doesn't have paint on it. So I think you need a brayer more. Like with the jelly plate, because it's got some give to it, you know? You can kind of, I don't know, push harder on it. Maybe that's illogical. See? Well, that's a cool print. I mean, I'm using black, right? So, you know, we'll try out with some different layers here. Different colors. Like, oh, sweet goodness. I'm really trying to keep this brayer without paint. Oh, that just means I need to buy another brayer. So all the Archivers are closed. So I've been to lots of Archivers. I spend a lot of time, as you guys know, in Minneapolis. I spent almost 3 years on the road. And I was lucky in Minneapolis. They had one. In Mall of America. I've been to a couple in Chicago. More than once. Ohio. All over the place. Dee Dee took me to one in Atlanta. Archivers and Blix. Archivers and Blix, yeah, Hobby Lobby. I haven't been in the US now in a long time. That's one of the main things I miss about my job was the traveling. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my brayer. So this is dry now. So I'm gonna pull a print, right? This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to pull a print like this, but without the jelly plate. We're gonna try to do the same thing on a piece of plastic. This one happens to be a page protector. So again, just because I was using black, I want to make sure my brayer is semi-clean. I'm going to use a lighter color, so I just don't want to contaminate too much black. I think what's helped me jelly plating over, I'm definitely not the expert, that's for sure, is just having limited amount of colors of paint. I know for me, when I have so much paint laid out, that's when I start making mud, right? Because I'm like, oh, this color, this color, this color, and then it just turns into mud. So I'm enjoying just using a couple of colors tonight. See what we get. Let's use some green. This time I'll mix the green. This one is brilliant yellow green with and Liquitex Basics is fairly inexpensive paint. It's a student grade paint. And this one is light blue permanent. Everybody has different stores, right? Like the UK has awesome stores. Different types of stores. Alright. I got the biggest paint booger in this one ever. Okay, I got it out. I got it out. And I'm not working fast enough. You can buy open paint. I do have open acrylics made by Golden. I'm not sure if that would help more on what, because, you know, help more with when using, when not using the Gelliplate. Because right now we are. Okay, let's do it on the back of this. See what happens. Get out my clean brayer. So some PBOs, I do have a couple colors, but they're fluorescent, and I find them to be very translucent, like almost transparent. They're so translucent. So I'm pushing. So let me peek underneath. Something's coming up. I don't know if it's gonna pull the black, and maybe I have to play with, because there's no give, right? Maybe I gotta play with how much paint I use. No, it worked. Ta-da! So it worked differently. I still got a whole bunch going on here. So it definitely dries. Well, I shouldn't even say it dries faster. I can't even say that. But that worked out nice. It has a little bit more texture going on. So that looks nice. I like it. You can't see any. I can't even remember what stamp I used in the beginning though. To stamp. What did I use? Oh yeah. Like when we started these other prints, you know, you can kind of see the stamp that we used at the beginning. But I don't see any of these stamps anymore. I only see what the lines from that. What if I put a piece of fun foam under it? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to try that another time because that's a good idea, Linda. I just can't reach any fun foam right about now. We'd have to take 10-minute break. So let's see if we can pull another print. This is almost pretty much dry here. This time I'll pull it in white again, but this time I'll put it on some darker paper or something. Alright, I was almost going to use that other brayer. Alright, so this time I'm just going to pull the print on the darker color of paper. If I can find one. Let's see what happens if I put it on top of this. This was the very first print we did, actually. Boy, there's some crusties on this bad boy. So let's do that first one, see what happens. Again, clean brayer. Or dry. I guess it doesn't have to be clean, it just has to be dry. Yeah, it gives you more cushion if you put it underneath. Like I said, I just can't reach it right now. I think you can probably print off of any slick surface. Woo! it's these clean-up prints that just don't do this. I mean, oh boy, I should have only done that half. Well, that's cool. So the black you see in this looks, I actually like it, is from the first print we pulled. It's only the little bit of green and blue and a little bit of white went over that black. Because remember how dark it was at the beginning? It was pretty dark, something like this dark. We need to print on that. Okay, I got prints built up. Hold the fort. So, well, the cool thing is that we can dry it. You know what I mean, Vern? You don't want to use your heat gun. Hey, Susan, good to see you. You don't want to use your heat gun on a jelly plate, but there's no reason we can't use a heat gun on a page protector, right? I want to pull these part prints on here, see what happens. Maybe we'll just do this. Try dry. Portrait drawing. I don't know where you're seeing eyes, Eileen. Okay, what color should we pull up with this? And I don't know if it's because of the give of the jelly plate, the stickiness of it, because it's kind of sticky, right? The jelly plate. Is that why? Yeah, you don't want to use your heat gun jelly plate, might melt it. But is that why I'm not pulling up like these crusty bits? Or it could be operator error. So let's see, this is a bunch of light stuff. Let's go a little bit darker of a paint. So let's put down some ultramarine blue. I need to practice with this color because it seems like every time I try to add it in my art, you know, if you've been in the past couple shows, you know, I struggle. When I use that, I don't know if it's the darkness of it, if it's kind of because it's kind of blue but kind of purple, or what, but I seem to struggle with this color, not liking when I use it, so I need to work with it more. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, there goes my washi tape. So again, we have zero excuse, right? Now we know that even though the results may not be exactly the same, it is possible to use. Okay, so I'm just going to print right on here. It is possible to use page protector as a jelly plate. Alright, I'm also going to pull from that side. Let's see, I'm just going to print on the back side of this. Okay. Take my clean brayer again. This is just a sheet protector. So at the beginning of the show, I used a jelly plate, and now we're using a sheet protector. Yo, you gotta be careful, yeah, the plastic will melt. The page protector, you don't want to go too close to it or you'll be creating some new techniques. Yeah, a piece of glass, a piece of plexiglass, which I wish I had. Makes me think because my mom has a round 8-inch jelly plate. I don't think she's used it yet. But my stepfather, she asked for a piece of plexiglass because she also was reading the Printmaking Unleashed book. And so my stepfather, who works in construction, he thought that he got this ginormous piece of plexiglass. So it actually would be cool to have your plate and then an extra space. You could almost do double plating. Like, that would be the ideal thing, is to put it right next to each other. But you can print, yeah, no excuse, right? I'm putting my back into it, my friends. Ceramic tile, everything. Just, yeah, be careful with the glass. Nobody wants anybody cut. See, hot mess. Like, it doesn't release the second, you know what I mean? Now, this could be a hot mess because I use blue. I don't like it. But I'm just not pulling up those last bits. You know what I mean? So, no matter how many times, like, I just can't seem to get this like I would. Look, let's try white. See if I can remove anything. Or yellow. The yellow will show anyways how much is actually left removed. We can remove off of this. Yikes! That's bad news. I must know. I must know how to get that print. My favorite print off. The ghost cleanup print, or whatever you guys call it. Everybody has a little bit different terminology. Alright, let's try her again. This time I'll use deli paper. How about that? Where is the deli paper? There we go. See, waited too long. Razor frozen. Oh, that was the only one I was a little bit disappointed with, Dee Dee. That blue. Maybe because in my head I already knew this blue and I are not friends yet. Alright. This time I use some deli paper and I'm really gonna press. Just doesn't release that paint like the Gelliplate does. That every, last little bit. Yeah, see? Nothing. A few little bits of, I'll try to print it again, because sometimes you can have too much paint. Excuse my head. Sometimes when you're doing these cleanup prints, it's easy to put too much paint on there, and then you don't get anything. You just kind of get all yellow or all of whatever color you use. It's a fine science. It's just like any of my layering techniques. You have to play around a little bit to see how much paint to use on a jelly plate, because too much paint, not enough paint, it can. It is dry. That's the thing, Janet. It is pretty much dry. I find it's drying faster on this. Now, it could be my imagination. See, just a little bit of something, but again, not anything like the jelly plate. Not bad, just I can't seem to get that last print off well enough. It doesn't want to leave the page protector. Well, let's see if I can go back. I'll leave some of this on there. And let's start. I'll add some white. Let's see if I can, how nicely I can stamp with some white. I got my journal to stamp in. Alright. I did get more after it dried a little. It's true, Janet. I had too much paint the first time. But sometimes let's be honest, I struggle getting those prints on a jelly plate. Sometimes, so. Alright, little bit of not enough paint. So I'm going back to using it like a stamp. Or using it as a palette. Something underneath it, I'm getting crusties or something somewhere, because do you hear it? I think there's some dried paint crusties. Alright, a little bit of white. Let's try it again. Some stamping. Let's try these big X's. Try packing tape. Yeah, my hair dryer. I'll have to write that down. I mean, my hair dryer is not in here either. I don't know if I just didn't put down enough paint or what, but I'm not getting too much off. Probably just didn't put down as much paint as. But see how quickly you can really add layers. I know I'm waiting, Anna. That's the thing. You gotta be quick with this process. No time for chat. But like I said, so far so good. I actually like what's going on here. You can let it completely dry. Let's backtrack a bit. You know, technically, I can let all this paint dry and create a skin, right? Try to pull it off. It doesn't work so well with craft paint, you know, whatnot, but let's see. But if you were using, you know, regular acrylics, you can make skins real easy and then just peel it right off. Yes, you gotta use lots and lots of paint. Okay, so we got, boy, I should have ate a Fiber One bar before I started streaming. I got lots going on here. Let's see what I can pick off of it. I'll go back to this print. And so when I have a print like this, it's awesome, right? But I'm just gonna put look at just a little bit on the side. Asha. Maybe a little bit of this one. Let's see if I can get anything on that one. All right. So I waited a long time. It's probably dry. Hey, die. Oh, so I got a little bit of something there. That's kind of cool. I can work with that. Little bit of extra texture on this bad boy. Hopefully I said hello to everybody. I truly appreciate everybody being here. And some came off, but it's hard for you to tell there. It's hard for you to tell. So let's see, we got some yellow. Let's add some of this wonderful blue that I'm having problems with. It has problems with me. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, ultramarine blue is one of the blues that, you know, like watercolor sets always kind of have that. Use that one. Anyway. A little bit of paint. Iron Man. Alright, so got a little bit of paint. And I'm just spraying off beside me. Don't wanna waste that. Okay, so I'm gonna use same thing. So here's the background that we started today. You know, at the beginning of the show I did a whole bunch of backgrounds on things that I already had made. But now we can do, I just use this little guy. Now we can build some layers onto, see, it's just doesn't release as much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's my imagination. Maybe it's my imagination that this doesn't work as well as the Gelliplate. I just don't think it releases the paint like the Gelliplate does without that give. It's not bad, I just think it's different. Maybe I struggle with this blue because it's almost translucent. Don't you know? Alright, I think that's enough because it's too, well, that's only, I gotta do an odd number. So you know, a little bits. Let's see, I'll add one to here. Ooh, gotta put your back into this. Gotta buy some fun foam. Like I said, you can draw some stuff, they have shapes already made in fun foam, right? You don't even have to, they got a million shapes, especially like alphabets and stuff. Alright, so I got a little bit of texture there. Let's break out one of these texture fade. Let's see how well that works. So it's getting dry, right? You gotta, I am very cognizant of how dry this is. See you later, Diane. See, I can only get a little bit off of that. I don't know what it is. This is starting to look cool though. Alright, so I got a little bit going on here. Let's find another sheet. I don't know if I have another piece of paper. Close. I do. I have this one. And it's drying, you know, the more and more every second I'm sitting here hemming and hawing about it. So again, it's drying. You should not let it dry that much. So here's a piece of deli paper. Let's see what I can get up. This time I'm going to let it dry. The Bagged Journal on YouTube. What are you guys talking about? Sorry, guys. If you're gonna use paper, then use extra paint. Oh, if you're gonna stamp with the embossed paper. I mean, I can see the design through, you know, you'd think you could peel it. You know, I bet you if I completely let this dry, like overnight, and why is my chat not scrolling now? That's weird. I bet you I could pull it off. Let me see if I get that. Did anybody notice my I changed my Ustream slideshow? Boy, that took me a long time this morning. I was watching Barb there a little bit. Alright, I think it's the last time I'm going to use the page protector, so I'm going to peel it up anyways off the non-stick mat with the jelly print. Ugh. So I have this tape. I can't waste this tape. Oh, now it's it got twisted up. I was going to stick it on my page here, but it got too twisted up. I mean, it is fun. Like Tracy Bautista was saying, with that graphics palette paper, whatever it's called, you can turn these into transparencies, right? Cut it up and use as an overlay. What did Dee say? Don't leave these jelly prints laying around. Oh. See, that's not completely dry. But look how much I got going on over here. You know what I mean? Where the jelly plate would have picked almost most of that up. It just doesn't leave. And maybe it will if I let it completely dry, right? But in time comparison wise, it wants to stay on the plastic rather than like the jelly plate wanting to release it, right? Know what I mean, Vern? So let's see. What do we got? So it's possible. My verdict is it's definitely doable on a sheet of page protector. Excuse me for a second. Voila. No bark. Look at me. No bark. See how long that lasts. Know what I mean, Vern? So, I mean, you can see. I don't think I really got a. This was the best cleanup print I got out of the page protector, where I got some seriously cool cleanup prints, which must have floated to the floor or something. I think I just dropped one. Oh, of course. Excuse me. See, like I keep saying it, when you're monoprinting, you get stuff everywhere. Oh, I dropped my journal too. So that's fun. I mean, just the foam stamps alone, I like adding that, I've used foam stamps in art journaling from the beginning, right? I mean, we all have foam stamps, but it's fun to make your own. Yeah. I'm very happy with my jelly plate session today. So we got a little, I think I might bust the jelly plate back out and lost it. So we got a little bit of random stampage in my books, which I like. I like this layer. It's definitely more of a, it's not a perfect, by any means. This one needs to have some color. So maybe let's do some stamping. We just stamped in white and black. Let's maybe try to do some colors, eh? What do you think? What the devil? Oh no. Stickage. I'll have to put some tape. So I've come to the conclusion that I really need to start, when I do these books, because I use so many layers, I've been using my long arm stapler, but they're just coming apart. I need to do just like the pamphlet stitch or whatever. It comes apart because I'm constantly opening and, you know what I mean, Bern? All right. So we got some cool stuff. I'm happy. It doesn't seem like we did a lot. Or it seems like we did a lot more, but we only got 4 sheets of paper. But these are 4 quality sheets. You saw all of these, right? Well, maybe you didn't because it was before the show. Oh, that reminds me. Before we... Tracy Bautista. Now, I haven't been to Etsy shopping in a while. But if you like Tracy Bautista, she sells kits on Etsy of her stamps. So if you like her stamps that are made by Stampington, you can buy kits on her Etsy from those, get those stamps, but you also get some goodies, some collage packs. So I bought, this is actually written by her. So if you're a fan like me, that's pretty cool. And then she got some Glam Girls. I bought 2 different sets, which is why I've got 2 different signed things here. Some stickers and some scan and print collage sheets of her work here, which is fun. So definitely check that out if you're in the market for her stamps. Anyways, it's fun to support the artist, right? Like she obviously gets more money when she's selling them compared to another store, right? And you get some cool collage sheets. So check that out. But what I was saying about jelly prints, you know, there's lots of times where I can go and get a whole bunch of stuff that looks like that. So I'm quite happy today, like this. I should just throw these out. This one. Like, I don't know if it's because I didn't have a plan or what. They need to go in the recycling, I think. Hot mess. I don't want to waste paper. I could use the backs of those ones. I'm just choosing some. So what I was saying was, is there's lots of times that I can go into, maybe I'll add to this one, a Gelliplate session and come out with like a whole bunch of hot messes. But I didn't really have any, I didn't feel like I had any hot messes today, which is good, except one. So anyways, I'm just taking some papers that have either sides or whatever that I can plate on. Like, no matter how much I cut this bad boy up, I don't like it. I could cover this with black. It's just, it's the wrong colors and the wrong layers, and it's ugly. Some of it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? I think this is so bad, in my own opinion. I can say that because I created it. That I would be frustrated just thinking about using this. You know what I mean, Vern? So multiple layers of doneness. So I use two different papers, right? So I'm using 110-pound cardstock sometimes, but I also use just regular copy paper. And these are the type of ones that I like to use for collage, where the thicker cardstock is what I would fold in half to make a book. Like this. This is recycled. I don't even know why it was still in there. This was obviously from my very first. Anyways, so as you can see, you get lots of prints. You get lots of prints. But I found, you know, I was struggling. I couldn't get some good ones. But today I'm quite happy. Focus on. I need to add some more of it. Okay. I got everything. Flip these over. So I'm going to work on the backs of those. So I'm going to go back to the Gelliplate. Oh, my friend, jelly printing on any type of paper. You can print on any type of paper, from thin to thick. Alright, so let's start with this one. I want to stamp. I need to stamp some colors or something onto there. So this is where I kind of get flustered. Maybe I don't know if flustered is the right word. So I look at this and think, okay, I want pink on top of that, or I want yellow, or I want orange. And lots of times what happens is that the colors are translucent, right? Usually yellow and that's so translucent that it just doesn't go so well. And then I get flustered. So this time, well, we're just going to do the same thing. But this time I'm going to stamp it. It would be expensive. The watercolor is not going to, you know, like when you spray, same thing when you spray, your Gelliplate sits on top. People are talking about using watercolor paint on it. Sometimes the best prints you get is from the thinnest paper, right? That's why people love using deli paper. Mickey is saying, sometimes I gesso with the stencil and add color with Neo 2s. Gesso with the stencil. You lost me, Mickey. Gesso on what? But you gotta play around with papers. Thin paper, you seem to get better prints with thinner paper. But maybe it depends on the type of print you're doing, right? I do suggest going and checking out the Jelly Arts channel. Let's add some yellow, pink and yellow. Jelly Arts has a YouTube channel. There's a big paint booger. But there's paint in between the paint booger. Jelly Arts has a YouTube channel. They also have a book. Where are they? Who stole the baby wipes? What the devil? They're always right beside me. How could they? I mean, I must have moved them. Where did I move my baby wipes, my friend? Oh my goodness. That's weird. Weird. I mean, you know, I printed, before I went away, you guys know I printed right in a magazine. Printed inside my art journals. Try it on everything. Right? Barb was printing on fabric today. I've printed on vellum. All different things. So, some paint sure has more viscosity than others. This one, not so much. I was just, what's crazy is I was just using them. Like, they were just literally beside me in a container. And now I don't know where that container went. That is weird. Alright. So, a whole bunch of pink and yellow paint here. Okay, try to be quick so I can stamp off. Trying to be quick. Let's see if my X's... Oh, there's some X's there, so let's put some X's. So this is just my foam stamp that I cut out the other day. Let me find my clean brayer. And if anybody missed it, Mickey, yeah, Jelly Arts, I retweeted some. It's funny because before I saw the Jelly Arts tweet, like before I saw the name, I'm like, that looks like Mickey's desk. Because when Mickey takes pictures of her, you know, art journals and stuff, she's always got everything set around, like laid out, all of her supply shoes, which always looks so cool. And so right off the bat, I'm like, that looks like Mickey's desk. And then sure enough, there it was her. So that's our Mickey, the one that's in the chat. If you want to go back and see Jelly Arts when Jelly Arts tweeted her link there, it was awesome. Twice. There was 2 links, one of her desk and one of some work. So this is working pretty well. I'm not sure if the pink was the right color necessarily, but it's coming out. It's working. So see how much easier this paint's coming off the plate. And I don't know if it's because it's the stickiness of it. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure, though, it's not my imagination that it's much easier to do this. I'm getting more paint off. Ooh. I'm not, like I said, the pink and the green, not sure if it's the best color combination, but it's kind of looking cool. It would have been nice if it was red or something, eh? Do it on green paper. Alright. I'm not being fast enough. But that's nice. So like, you know, the first time I did it I had spare journals. And it's fun now to see what it's going to look like on some of the papers that I started tonight. Okay. So this is the back of that bad boy. It's pretty much going to cover it anyways. I'm just going to do this whole thing. I'm going to print right on top of this hot mess. And a brayer. That's nice. I like that. Add a bit of white. I gotta work through the uglies on this one though. I gotta think about that bad boy. Alright. Wow. Really big hot mess. Wasn't the best idea. But this is what I want anyways. This is the good stuff. I got this one. Throw this bad boy in the garbage. I should say throw it in the garbage. We'll recycle them. Alright. It's just easier for me in my head. You know, I hold on to all these things I don't love. But why? Right? When I have so many papers I do love. Hey, Angela. Alright, but so I do want this to dry, right? So I can pick it up. So I'm thinking, oh, I got some paper there. What color? What color should we put down here? Should we put the green back again? I think I should go back to this little bit of green and pick that up. We're going to pick it up on white. No, Tina, it's what everybody likes. It's about style. Like, and maybe you see something different on screen. But, well, it's starting to show through more. It's just about what you like, right? And I've said it before. Usually what I like, I'll post something that is my favorite and nobody likes it. I'll post something I don't like and everybody loves it. So it's just how it goes. All right. Just want to make sure it's pretty much dry so we can pick up a layer. All right. So I'm going to use this as the brilliant yellow green. Let me tell you, you go through some paint jelly plating. You go through some paint. Wipe off my brayer a tiny bit. I could raid my garbage. Oh. Alright. So I think just for a little extra texture to see some of that white paper. Sorry, right off my. Let's go in with a couple of. So I have some X's on there, so maybe I'll do a couple of O's. Real quick. Just for texture, not for stamping. If you have to go out and get fun foam, I suggest you get the 1/4 inch thick stuff, not this super thin. It's not bad. It's just harder to work with. All right, let's take a piece of hot mess on the back. All right. This time I didn't even use a clean brayer because I don't exactly like what's going on here, so I'm just going to pretty much cover it over with black anyways. Hey, Jamie. A real job. I need me too, Miko. Same. Haircut and a real job. That green is Brilliant Yellow Green by Liquitex Basics. Alright. With the pull-up prints, you just gotta be... I might have even used too much paint. So we might get two pulls. Let's see. Oh, yeah. See, this is what happens when you use too much paint. You only get a little bit of something, which is not bad. You know, this is good. This is a good background starter. But this is what I want. That is what I want. Let's go over this, see what happens. Ooh, or maybe this side. We'll go on like here, and it's not going to show up on that for sure. See if I get something better this time. Because your cleanup prints is prints. Yeah, they're tricky sometimes if you use too much paint or not enough paint. Yeah, Carrie doesn't like clowns. Alright, there's better. Well, a little bit of something. Ooh, pretty. See, this is the type of stuff I like. But see, to somebody else, that may be a hot mess. But that's what I like. Let's check this one. Ah, darn it. See what I mean? I should have known better than to try to put that color over that dark color. It's tricky business. This is salvageable, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't throw out this page. You know, there's other things we can do to it. But, that didn't go quite as planned. Okay, let's find some other sheets. I already did that one. All right, let's see if we can work through the uglies on this. This one in particular. So to go on top of something that dark, there's lots of planning in this jelly plating stuff. There's some planning. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just surveying all these pieces of paper. We gotta do some more backgrounds. All right, let's do some type of textured. Let's do a textured background. Let us see. I've got some Liquitex light blue permanent soft body paint. So I'll put a little bit like this. Yikes! Oh, that's bad news. These screw top caps, I don't know if I'm liking that. Those tend to get, I guess it's no difference than heavy body paint, right? Alright, I'm going to mix that blue with a little bit of, I'm going to work this blue that seems to be my nemesis these days, the ultramarine, and maybe a little bit of white. Let's make a hot mess. Alright, another brayer. So most people don't suggest that you do this many colors at a time, you know, but, whoa, got drippage down my plate. That was a lot of paint. Let's see. I need to flip my page over in my book there because I got paint everywhere. Paint, brayers, papers, stamps, stuff everywhere. Alright, let's see. Some arrows. So this time I'm just doing it for texture, not to stamp necessarily onto something else. Although, you know, we can't waste paint, so I will stamp somewhere else. Like here. Sorry if I'm not even on camera. A little bit of blue may not be the right necessarily color, but it's a little bit of something. Just didn't want to waste all of that. Alright, so we're doing this for texture. So let's throw down, we'll throw down, and I don't care, I could care less if it's right side up. If when I jelly plate, if my words, if I'm using letters, doesn't matter to me if they're backwards or not. Some people that may bother. So I'm just going to take this, flip it over. For me, this is more, I shouldn't use my brayer on, there's my hard brayer. This is more for texture, right? So if the letters are backwards, that's cool. So didn't want to waste that paint, so I got a little, see, this is backwards, but you know, for texture it looks cool. Hey AJ, quite a bit. We've been jelly plating now for a while. We tried it out. We tried the jelly plate out on jelly plate and foam stamps. Mono printing on a jelly plate with foam stamps, and then we did some mono printing on a page protector for those who may not have the jelly plate. Alright, see what? I keep trying. This is what I just pulled off that one. I don't see much texture. All I see is that blue stuck in my face. Now I got all this craziness. Although I think I can pull some of that stuff off still. Let's see. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, but it'll be nice when we do a clean off print. Seriously, where did my box of baby wipes go? Oh, I just, my goodness. It went right under my desk. Alright, just gonna clean up a little bit. So I'm gonna print okay, I'm gonna print. Let's find a piece of paper. Alright. I really like this one so far. So I'll do double duty and dry my plate and dry my paper at the same time. Yeah, try the page protector. Try it on your sheet. I mean, you're gonna get something, right? We made good prints. Nothing wrong with the prints off the page protector, that's for sure. Alright. So to get the cool cleanup prints, you know, it needs to be pretty much dry on your plate, or so I found. Okay. Now, should I go, this has lots of blue. Should I try to put, no, I was going to say, should I try to pull it with orange, but that may be bad news. Ooh, let's do a Jean. Hopefully Jean, oh, she's not having a nap, she's visiting with her family. I do have the PBO, speaking of Jean, I do have the fluorescent orange one. These are high viscosity PBO Studio acrylics. Let's try the orange, see what happens. Now, I see coupons and stuff for Michaels saying that Michaels sells PBO, but I have, and my Michaels just opened in December, but I have not seen it in store. Okay, that's, maybe I didn't have, oh no, that's okay. So this could be a hot mess. Be prepared. This could be a serious mess. Because the translucent, or sorry, I find whatever, depending, I shouldn't say depending, no matter what paint I've tried to buy in fluorescent, because, you know, fluorescent's a man-made, like, it's always light. It's, you know what I mean, Vern? It's very, ooh, as I told you, brayers, papers, everything everywhere. See, it's pretty translucent and bright. So, didn't want to waste that. Got a little something something there. Trying to hurry. Where'd my sheet go? Right here. Alright, now we press. Yeah, but see, I mean, everyone's saying in chat, if you're watching the recording, that none of their Michaels has PBO. So why are they in their flyers? Why is it, you know, saying, oh, 25% off? And then you go there and they're like, haha, we tricked you, there is none. But Carrie did find some at Curry's, which is a Canadian art store that we went to. Alright, so I pushed down, I mean, I didn't brayer it. Maybe I'll add a little bit of brayerage. No, yeah, thanks, Angela. Hobby Lobby has them. Rub it in. Oh, whoa. Now, look at what we got going on. We got this cool color. We got some of my Nemesis dark blue. Some light blue. And that's pretty pink. I'm sure they're coming eventually. So this, I mean, look how nice this is going to be for jelly, as our wonderful friend Patty Tully Parrish calls them, jelly jumpstart journals. All I want, I'm just going to cut the edges off. So the last time when I made these journals, you saw, you know, you didn't see them because that was before the recording. Anyways, I usually just fold them in half and staple them together. But now, you know, this white edge bothers me. So, welcome, Mama's kid. Anyways, I'm going to cut it down so that I don't get that white border, because it throws me right off when I'm trying to art journal. So I'll just make 8, instead of, you know, 11 by 8, 8.5 by 11, I'll probably make it, you know, 8 by 10 or something, and then fold it in half, 4 to 5, yeah. But that looks cool. So I gotta be careful, because these are really wet now. So I'm gonna print something again off of this craziness. See, here's the thing, Brenda. Let me find a book. I'll explain what I'm talking about. An 8.5. I get where I get flustered, and it's also because I don't gesso the pages. That's also a little flustering to me. When I work on pages that aren't gessoed, because, you know, that's what I do. Okay, so here we have a cool journal, right? That is, well, some of it, you know, I can go to the edge on some parts of it. You know, I just struggle with especially when it's a smaller, I mean, these ones I've had to fill in myself, right? Add titanium white. Hold on. Add white paint and then fluorescent paint. So, Mama's kid, don't go back to looking for a second. At the same time, are you talking about layers? Should I put white and the fluorescent on my plate at the same time, or am I, or you know, do a layer of white and then a layer of fluorescent. Although that one wasn't too bad because I did move it around a little bit. I don't know where. So before my show, I had all these books everywhere, and you think I can find the ones that I'm looking for now? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I made this book. You guys saw. Oh, it filled that one in already. Filled that one in already. It's gonna make a liar out of me. This one in particular. See this? This is what frustrates me. When I have a real cool print and then I'm trying to do something and then I mean I can fill it in like over here with some watercolor, but it's just at the same time. Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks. So that just frustrates me a little bit when I'm making that little book. Alright, so this time I'm gonna try that next. Mama's kid says that we should put, I'll do it the next time for a cleanup print. Let's I want to try that. Let's add some black. So we have when we do the fluorescent with the white, we can have the, you know, real contrast of putting some black on there. All right. I like the add. Oh, don't mix it. Now you got me all confused. At the same time, don't mix it. So put white, and then put brayer white, and then I'm gonna brayer orange on top of the white. There's lots of ways to incorporate. Once you have these pages, you can use them as collage. Oh, there's a million ways. Just the same way that I would say you see me use scrapbook paper, or, you know, I use them for backgrounds, or I rip them up to use in collage, or, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. So first I'm gonna do a little bit of black. We'll do a little off stamping. And when I say off stamping, I mean stamping with my foam stamps. Sorry. Once you get black on that on my brayer, obviously next color is gonna be white after I make a few pulls here. So gotta be okay. So let's add some black to this one. That'll look nice. You guys seem to like the X's, so let's do that. And, you know, I'm trying not to press too hard onto the plate because my fun foam is thick. Yeah, I make either way. You can make a journal. You can book bind these into a journal, or you can easily just glue it right in. If you really like it and you want to glue it, say you're using a composition book or whatever art journal you got going on. Yeah, you can just glue it right in. Either way. Or you can tip it in. When I say by tip-ins, you know, you put a piece of washi tape and down the side and add it to your page like that. I'm doing it double-sided. Oh, that's why you're confused, Angela. Yeah, no, I'm doing them double-sided so that I can turn them into a book, right? Right? Here's one we did with the larger sheets of paper, but I turned it into a book, yes. This time I used jelly print and wipe-off print, but yeah, I'm doing both sides so that I can turn it into a book. That's why, and this is thicker paper, right? If I'm just using it to collage with, that's where I'll use the book paper instead. Right? That's where I'll use book paper instead of 110-pound cardstock, which this is 110-pound cardstock. Alright, let's see. Now a little bit of black. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, how long have I been? It's been 2 hours, 17 minutes. So I'll try this last thing. What time of the day is it? 7:20. It's an awkward time because Simon gets up, then he has dinner without me. Alright, a little bit of something there. But now I'm going to pull this. Let's see. Texture everywhere. So, we had some fun. I had some fun with those lines, so I want to do it again. And if you don't have a catalyst, you know, there's lots of ways to make your own mark making tool. Take one of your cards. Take one of all these, you know, I have a million of them lying around, and cut. You just have to be extra careful, right? Because plastic on top of a jelly is bad, you know, can be bad news, can be very sharp. So, disclaimer, be extra careful if you're using something plastic on your jelly plate like this. In fact, maybe you should cut it out of foam. Because if you damage your jelly plate because you use something hard, I don't want any, you know, blaming it on Paula. Don't blame it on me. As Dee Dee would say, don't email me. Gotta be careful with the jelly plate. I usually stapled it, usually staple it, but I've had to washi tape some of them because my staples are coming out. So I need to stop being so lazy and pamphlet stitch them. Just simple pamphlet stitch. Yeah, if you get a nick in your plate, it's going to always be there. So you got to be careful. Hey, that looks cool. See where those X's came out? So this is very dark stuff, right? But, you know, you can do some fun things on dark prints there. All right. So I got a little bit of black. So now we're going to take a clean off print of this. So I'm going to take a little sip of coffee. So we want to make sure this is wet, right? I don't want to throw on some white paint and still have a little bit of wet there. So I just got to be real careful. What's going to happen? I'm thinking out loud now. Because if I put white down and then I put pink, I'm not sure how I would see the pink. Because when I pull the print, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be black, white, and then pink. I'm not sure how much of the pink I'm going to see. Yeah, cut your Barb Owen says, cut your fun foam with decorative edge scissors to make good scraping tools. But we shall try it. It just doesn't make logic sense to me right now. But I work in good faith. So I am willing to try anything as long as it's, you know, close to me. And so white paint. Let's bust out the craft paint. I make sure my brayer is pink down first. Yeah, we'll try it this way, see what happens. I'm open. I'm open to trying it. So a little bit of white. I always enjoy watching people jelly plate. Makes me wonder. Uh-oh. Pink first. Okay, we'll pull this, and then let's pull it off this one. So this time we try with the yellow over here. Let's pull over here with the white and see if we get anything interesting. And same on this hot mess of a side over here. All right, let's get my dry brayer. Hi, Erica. Everybody loves to hear the bubble wrap pop. Alright. So that's cool. See, like we can cover that right up and nobody's really ever gonna know that it was there. It does look like faux corrugate. So I've got some pet peeves, and I'm telling you, I haven't worked in a box plant for 2 years now, and see that much better. See what I mean? Yellow translucent. When you put it down on white and you got some of those black crusty bits, that I like. That I like a lot. Okay. So I got some crusty bits. Crusty bits. Just looking at all my papers here, trying to find one. I'm making some nice prints. I am very happy with them, that's for sure. Alright, there are a little bit of crusty bits. Let's pull this up, see what happens. I'm trying to think of looking for something to pull it up with. Get out a couple more pieces of book paper. Well, that's a hot mess. Alright, let's try that. Okay, so pink, not pink, fluorescent first. A little bit of press, a little bit of... I appreciate you guys being here. I'm trying to figure out what is the best time for Wednesday for both my schedule and for everybody else. Because I want to hit other time zones too, right? I don't know. Because I know I'm going to get emails saying it's 9 o'clock, you're not here. I'm going to have to check my chat room around 9 and make sure that there's nobody hanging out. Although I shouldn't say that out too loud, because then all you people will be saying, all you people will be like, oh, Paula stream. Alright, so I put a little bit of white. I didn't dry it, so let's see. Don't mix it. Try not to mix it, but it's hard. Although I'm glad that today, that I wasn't streaming last night, because this is right when my power went out. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm gonna put it over this hot mess. Gonna layer it on that. See what happens. And where else can we layer it? Let's layer it on top of here, see what happens. Or metallic, yeah, metallic paint. That's why Jean loves the PBO so much, is the metallic and the sheen. These ones aren't shiny. They're fluorescent, but they don't have any glimmer in it or anything like that. Yeah. So, well, that was a lot of paint. I didn't pull up anything because I guess because it was too much paint. You know what I mean, Vern? Oh, I ripped that piece of paper. Or I should have taken, like, I mean, I should have used a stencil or something, because all I see is, like, the main color, right? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't do anything. Let's dry this. Hey, I think this is the first time I've ever jelly plated, and I'm not dumping no glitter on that thing. I totally forgot what I was saying now. I forgot. Oh, we didn't use any stencils tonight. That's what I was saying. I lie, I guess I did use this one as texture. So let's break that and throw down some stencil seeds. See what happens. first I need to throw down some paint. Alright, I gotta catalog my images, not catalog. I've gotta go through. I gotta put something on the back of this. Okay. I just gotta go through and see. And I wanted to put something on the back of that. And that one's good. Okay. Let's go for this blue. This one is cerulean blue hue. This one's almost done. It's one of my cerulean blue hue is one of my favorite colors. And then I'll use some lighter blue. This is light blue permanent Liquitex soft body. Yeah, don't if you put glitter on your plate, yeah, it would stick. It would be very, very bad news. Like, you know, I get paint bits that stick to my plate. Never mind, because the jelly plate's sticky. It's a sticky surface. All right. Let's see. What can I add? If I'm quick, I can add some circles to this bad boy. If I'm quick. No, not too much going on there. Not dark enough for this print, I don't think. That light blue just doesn't quite go with it. Alright, so this time we'll make some texture. Let's step it down on one thing here. Whoa! Paint everywhere, my friends. Paint everywhere. Oh my goodness. Who's in the chat? Yeah, no glitter. So let's take a couple of stencils. See, this is where I would get frustrated before, right? I would take out these stencils, I'd place them down, I would take a print, and it would look like crap. Because when I was doing this, I wasn't doing it, you know, I was doing it as a first layer and not, you know, a last layer. So, for example, let's throw that bad boy. Some jelly paper. Alright. I got papers everywhere, my friends. And corrugate? Oh wow, that's what I was saying, one of my biggest pet peeves. I was just reminded by somebody in chat. Cardboard is not corrugated. I know. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. And I know it's, you know, sometimes if people say corrugate, that might confuse somebody and be, you know, because it's so common for people to say cardboard. But corrugate is not cardboard. Cardboard is paperboard, boxboard, you know, cereal boxes. Corrugate has corrugation. So if you're making a project with corrugation, call it corrugate. Especially if you're teaching a class. Alright, rant over. So just making some texture there. I mean, I'm the worst for color. Just everybody has a little bit of a a little pet peeve. All right. So let's pick that little bit up. With what? I got things everywhere. So I'm just gonna put it on top of this deli paper that wasn't quite, and then we'll do a ghost print. So that's just, you know, if you're new here, I worked in a box factory for 15 years, a corrugated box factory. So corrugation, you know, when people are saying this is cardboard, it's just one of my it's like people that go up the downside. There's just a few. I have a few pet peeves, and that's one of them. Miko says grabbing cardboard, aka cereal box, eyeballing Paula. Jamie says that hot glue doesn't dry. It cools, people. It cools. Or Bodge Podge. Everybody has their own little pet peeve. But it really bothers me when I see it in books or magazines. You know, where people say get cardboard. Because it's not cardboard. But I understand that that's the technique. You know, it's what most people call it. So yeah, a little bit of gunk. Gunk. But I got a whole lot of goodness there. Got a whole lot of goodness. Boy, I'm quite happy with some cool prints today. Oh, I hear the plow. Okay, I'm gonna get this dry. Yeah, chipboard. I mean, it's slang, right? Chipboard, calling corrugate. But really, I mean, there's so many different paperboard, liner board, chipboard. Anyway, you can tell sometimes I do miss my job. Sometimes. um, corrugate. Yeah, especially if you're gonna have a class or something. Like fun with cardboard. No, it's corrugate. Okay, what am I gonna? What color should I pull this bad boy off of now? Let's see what type of. I think I'm gonna cover up. Well, I've got that on one side. I think I want to cover up this hot mess. So it's yellow paper. Should I do the green, guys? You guys seem to like the green, so I'll do some green. One thing I'm trying to do, Miko. Yeah, purple would be fun, but I'm trying to use only what's around me here. In fact, my Liquitex Basics, I need a new brilliant purple, or else I would have that out actually. Because the Liquitex Basics Brilliant Purple is one of my favorite colors. But I'm sure I call lots of things wrong. Like names of colors, like quinacridone. So I'm definitely not perfect, don't get me wrong. It's just like one of my pet peeves. Alright. So let's hope that that's not too much paint. So I'm going to go, this could be a hot mess, because I'm going to go right over this hot mess. So this was also a clean off print that didn't work so well. So I'm going to go on. Hi, Cindy. Okay. Where's my dry brayer? I should stop calling it clean, because it's not clean, it's just not wet with paint. And I seem to have lost that already, too. Oh, sweet goodness. Oh, here it is, underneath some deli paper. Alright, let's pull it off, see what it is. I love those grungy bears. Okay, so, what do we get? Well, we got coverage of that other background, which is cool. It's kind of modeled because that other background was brown. But I definitely can use this. So this was the one side of the paper. And like I said, this was yellow. This is just, 3-ring lined paper that I bought at Staples in colors. Alright, so I got a little bit of green going on there. What color should we pull it with? Black. Let's pull some with black, maybe. A little bit of black to pull some of that grungy stuff. So I hope you had some inspiration today. You can have fun stamping, creating some foam stamps and stamping. Of course, I mean, you can make foam stamps. You don't have to use it with a jelly plate. You know what I mean? You can absolutely just, I'm going to use that same background. So this is wet. This is wet, but it won't work fast. I mean, you can just brayer the paint right on these foam stamps, right? You don't have, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to use them with the plate, but it's awful fun this way. Pennsylvania. So it's cool, good to see everybody coming in. I'm going to just finish this one last cleanup print. Then we'll do a drawing for some of today's prints and scraps on my desk. You should really let it dry in between. I'm not getting as good of a print because this paper is still completely wet. So let's put that over there. I'm going to pull this. If I can find a piece of paper to pull from. Alright, I'm going to pull half. So we did some white over here. There's still this other side from another time. I'll pull half off that. And let's see, I'm going to pull half off that piece of paper here. So don't be afraid to layer. You know, like I got some file folders there. Keep layering. You know, you don't have to. It's good to have some of these on standby, right? Oh, wait. Jamie. All right. So a little, some blue came up there. A little bit of blue. And we'll recap the pages I did. And a little bit of blue and a whole lot of black on that one. But nice. Hi, Lisa. And we can pull, I can't get rid of this black goodness, right? So let's pull a white print off of it. I just gotta make sure I find a piece of, well, let's see if I can, let's add it to this, what I think is terrible. Do I know how to easily take off the one side of corrugate? Okay. Grab a box. So I always have a good laugh, right? Because if corrugation separates, look, I found this good box. It easily peels off. That means the box is bad. It should have been thrown out, recycled, right? What we call delaminated. I'm just gonna put some white and pull off a print here. So delam, bad news. So if you get a box that's done that, I mean, it should have been thrown out by the company. So anyways, that's why it's hard to get. You shouldn't be able to delaminate your corrugate, because if it was made right with the right amount of starch and such, I won't get into it, then it's not going to come apart. It should be glued properly. That being said, now I'll have to do I wish I could there is one side that may come off easier than the other, right? The side that's glued, but I'd have to show you a piece to be able to show that. You could try, I mean, water's gonna delaminate it the quickest, right? So spray it on one side, spray it with water. Water will separate your layers. That's what I suggest. But one way should be easier than the other way, depending how the paper was made. But I can't show you that unless I had an actual sheet to show you the flutes. Boy, you guys are making me want to go back to box making. Anyway. Okay. So try spraying with water a little bit. Yeah, soak it, spray with water. Delaminated is actually what we call it, right? Because your paper's laminated together. Corrugation starts with 3 sheets of paper, right? And depending on the flute size, so flutes are the size of the waves in the corrugation. So obviously E flute, E, F, M, very, very thin flutes of paper. So that's E flute. If you get corrugate that's really thin, has really thin flutes, that's E flute or F. That's very hard to come apart. There's more glue, right? It's very heavy, it's heavier. But your bigger flutes like C flute or A flute, a lot of people can, you don't often get boxes with A flute. Or some are double wall, we call double wall, which has A and B flute, or not usually A and B, but, B and E, C and B. That's where you get the double layers. You get paper, paper corrugation, or flute we call it. So B or C flute's the best, but it's all the best for if you're trying to tear it apart, right? But for 15 years, I worked in a box factory, more than one box factory. Same company, but I traveled around. Now, we got something interesting here. I was the safety and quality manager, but for my first 9 years, I worked on the production floor. So I ran a machine, um, all that goodness before I went into management and became a supervisor and traveled and safety manager and quality manager and all that goodness. So I mean, yeah, I saved this one somewhat. It would be fun. See, I think when I look at something like this, just the way my mind works, I see this white edge and I'm like, I don't like it. And if I cut it down, it would probably be a little bit nicer. I'm going to leave all this gunk on my plate, Barb. Don't look. So, spray one side with water. I do have a video how to make your own corrugate. So if you want to learn how to make it yourself, and you got a crimper, a paper crimper, yeah, make art corrugate. I made JournalArtista corrugate. Where is it? I usually have my book. Oops. So I made this little book that I started using, like all of my, here's all my embossing, oops, folders there. So, but here I made my own corrugate. See the flute. And see this? It's hard to see. It is hard to see. Here's a good example of one where I die cut it. But this, if you look at the side, I mean, it's thick. It's thick like corrugate, but I made it myself. It was a while ago, eh? That I did that. That's for sure. All right. I make the odd mini book. Okay, so I'm gonna give away. Let's recap of what I did, and we'll think of a number. And so I'll just show you all the ones that we were making. Okay. I won't show you some of the deli paper. I got a couple of deli prints going on too, but all right. So I'm trying to do it in order. See how, because some of these prints, for example, this one turned out nice. Oh, there goes my chat. That's a present. I gotta be quick here because my recording's gonna end. Anyway, no matter. So, Gelliplate. This one was off of the, I believe it was off of the page protector, however. So this is perfect. This is a little wet. So, but literally all I'm going to be doing is folding it over, and then, you know, sometimes I staple it, but these ones are such thick paper that I probably need to sew. So see what I mean when I got this white edge. So I'm going to cut it down, maybe to a moleskin size, 5x7 or something, right? But that's how it's going to look. All right. So some of it still needs to dry. Some of it still needs some layers. Like this sheet's perfect. I'm going to put this, after it dries, I'm going to put it somewhere else. And, you know, it needs to add some layers off of that one. So we covered some other hot messes. So that'll be fun. That one's not quite dry yet either. This one we added to as well. This was already existing. That's a fun one. Some fun crusty bits. Some fun crusty bits on that. See, especially with this. Okay, this is exactly what I mean about what this Teresa and anybody that just came in. This is a 110-pound cardstock I bought at Staples, so it's 8.5 by 11. But the jelly plate, now maybe if I had the bigger jelly plate, it wouldn't bother me so much. But this white edge, when you have an awesome page like this, I get flustered, especially because it's not gessoed. So when I try to do my white back technique, right, like how I normally art, my particular, what I like to do, it gets stuck there. It drives me absolutely batty. But I think I will, if I cut it down, right, when I make the book, I'm going to have a book like this, you know, I'll cut it down and it won't be so bad, right? We made this a bright one. So that one was nice, where we had lots of different prints. So we did some stamping with foam stamps on top, behind, so like not even one stencil. That's amazing for me, as most of you know. I love my stencils. So it's going to be a fun, I'll show you a flip of the book when it's done here. So we just did that one. This was off the, tried to do a cleanup print off of the page protector, and that's a cleanup print off of the the jelly plate. So again, no excuse. Don't have stencils, cut some fun foam stamps. We can all afford fun foam, for sure, because you can easily get it at the dollar store. And we can all find something plastic to use. Alright, I think we did more. Some of it might have fell on the ground. I don't know. Because I have a couple of sheets. And of course we had a couple of deli plate. And we... and at the beginning... Thanks, Susan. We did a whole... Well, of course, not in this book yet. But we also did some stamping in that. Okay. So as you can see, when this is put together, you know, when I sew it... And I'll just look at it like you were, right? Then you have a cool... Like, some of these are pretty much already done. You know what I mean, Vern? Like, some of them are so nice that, you know, draw something on it, add a title, and you're good to go. Maybe some you have to work at more, but... So anyways, I'm very happy with the prints we made tonight. And not just the prints, but I'm very happy with all the... Although now you can't see it, but all the little books I was able to... All the layers I was able to add to all my little books around. Alright. So, I'm going to get some stampage. I'm going to write down how many people do we have in chat. It is recorded, so you can go back and... I suggest you go back and start watch from the beginning for sure. Whew. They come in sheets. I had these big sheets, but they come in all different sizes. I need a piece of note. We have... 45 viewers. Okay, so let's make it... I'll give a minute for anybody to sign in to chat if you want to be in, but I think that you probably already did. Got a couple of streamers. So I really appreciate everybody coming. I'm going to put between 1 and 50. When I type into the chat, put in one number between 1 and 50. The person closest without going over is going to win some stuffage, an envelope of goodies. All right. I didn't write my number yet, though. I wrote 50. 50 is not my number because I was writing 1 through 50. 50 is not the number. Nobody choose 50. Between 1 and 49. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta think of a good number. Okay. Everybody ready? Oh, Eileen. You are fast. Oh, I already see who won. So, here's what's funny. Because, yeah, everybody can stop typing numbers now because I see who won. Just gonna, because it's the first person and I can already, saw somebody that won. So this is a joke because, well, you're just gonna see. Usually there was still time. It's just I saw my number go by already, so nope. So Sherry's saying, "Oh no," because I am queen of the bad about mailing club. I try hard. My wonderful friend Sherry, I've owed a rack to Sherry for oh gosh, it's gotta be 3 years now. It's so bad. So finally, my wonderful friend Sherry's gonna get something. Get my ass in gear. Oops. Get my butt in gear. Sorry. I try very hard not to swear on stream. And get out that package. So that's awesome, Sherry. It's that comes full circle, eh? Oh, poor Sherry. Sherry's been number one on my list for years. It's because I have a big box. Anyway, I'm not gonna give them excuses. It's gonna get, yeah. And Sherry has some crazy luck. Let me tell you. So yeah, I'm gonna get it out this time. That's for sure. That's for sure. I did get it, Sherry. Yeah, I did write it down. Yeah. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you coming. I hope you had some fun. I surely did. I'm very content with extra content with the prints I made tonight, and I had some fun with my foamy stamps. So thanks, Tracy Bautista, for the inspiration to cut some foam stamps, and make. I'm not sure which one's my favorite, but I love this. So anyways, try it out. Share with me. Of course, I'd love to see on Twitter or Facebook what you guys have created during my stream, or what you've created. Because that would, which let's get it out, Paula. Things you created that was inspired by me. I love to see that. Tag me, and that's it. So I will see everybody Saturday night, same time on Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 9:30. 9 o'clock Eastern is pre-chat, 9:30 Eastern time is the actual show for Stencil Saturday. And I shall see you all later. Just in time for Survivor. Yes! 1 minute! Bye everyone, love ya.